And we're live. Cool. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. Probably going to be getting at least 2 done today. But yeah, let's finish this one. The Fillomino and Moon or Sun puzzle. And also loop puzzle. We'll just X out all of these, all entrances and exits that are not possible anymore. That's not possible. This could still be possible if we did that. This 4 is going somewhere. There. There. This loop either goes this way, and those are 2 different polyominoes, or it goes that way. Where does this get its sun or moon? It can't be the 4, because then that'd be at least 5 cells. It could go here, in which case it would be at least 6, because these all have to be connected. If they weren't, then, well, this has to get to a cell that has a sun or moon, so it has to go to at least there. So if it went there, then it'd be at least 6 cells. This had to be at least a 6. Otherwise, it couldn't go up there. Let's put a different polyomino. I just started streaming, kid. Y'all want to listen to me read to my nephew? A little break time. How about... There we are. Chapter 11. Attack. Dave couldn't sleep. There were still hours to go until sunrise, but he had too much on his mind. He suspected that many of the other villagers must be feeling the same way, too excited and scared to sleep. He went over the plan again in his head. As soon as the sun began to rise, the archers would sneak onto the rooftops of houses all around the village. Then the swordsmen would charge into the nether brick building, taking out the zombie pigmen, and capturing Dottie before she escapes the nether and raise the alarm. From the intel that Porkins had given them, Dave knew exactly where the zombie pigmen all slept, so it'd be easy to take them by surprise. Dottie was a different matter, as she'd surely try to use the nether portal as soon as she realized the villagers were rising up. So Dave had arranged a surprise for her. Some of the villagers had dug a tunnel directly underneath the nether portal. They knew where it was thanks to Porkins. And once the attack began, they would dig up into the room above and surround the portal, making sure she couldn't use it. The other villages and towns that had agreed to join the revolution would be launching their attacks at sunrise too, Dave knew. Then, once they had defeated the pigmen in their settlements, they would march into the nether, fighting the zombie pigmen on their home turf. Meanwhile, Dave, Carl, and a select group would make their way to the witch's castle, storm it, take the magical staff, and then destroy it. It was a solid plan, but Dave couldn't help but worry. He knew from experience that even the best laid plans could go wrong. "Having trouble sleeping?" muttered Carl from his bed on the other side of the room. Dave sat up in his own bed. "Yeah," he said. "Just worrying about the morning." "It'll be fine," said Carl. "You'll have me there to protect you. You've seen how awesome I am in my iron golem suit. Those pigmen won't know what's hit them." Suddenly, Dave heard a sound. A snorting sound outside the window. "What was that?" he whispered. "What was that? What was what?" said Carl. Dave reached over, slowly, quietly, grabbed his wooden sword. "I think there's a pigman outside," he said. "Maybe more than one." "So what?" whispered Carl. "They own the village, for now. They can go wherever they like." Carl was right, Dave knew. But normally at night, the pigmen stayed near another brick building, or around the edge of this town to stop anyone from escaping. They never wandered near the houses. "Prepare yourself," said Dave. "For what?" said Carl. "Smash!" A zombie pigman smashed through the glass pane of the window, leading through and swinging his golden sword about. Behind it, Dave could see a whole horde of zombie pigmen, all trying to get in. "Wah!" said Carl. "Come on, to the basements!" said Dave. "Let's get some weapons in your iron suit." Dave and Carl jumped out of bed and ran through the house. They ran into Sally and Adam's room and shook them awake. "The pigmen are attacking!" Dave yelled. Then smash! A zombie pigman smashed his way through their bedroom window. "They must have found out about our attack," wailed Sally. "But how?" We can work that out later," said Dave. "They won't know about the basement and the underground passages, so we can get some weapons and regroup there. Come on!" The four of them ran to the kitchen, then opened the secret trapdoor onto the rug, climbing down the ladder that led to the basement. Once they got down there, though, it was full of zombie pigmen too. "Hey, get off that!" yelled Carl. Some of the pigmen were hitting his iron suit with their swords, obviously thinking it was a real golem. "You idiot pigs!" The pigmen charged at them. From the secret passageway, Dave could hear villagers shouting and fighting taking place. The pigmen knew, he thought desperately. Someone must have told them. "Come on," said Dave. He ran back towards the ladder that led up to the house, the other three following behind him. But when they got there, they saw more pigmen coming down the ladder. Dave drew his sword, ready to fight, but soon the pigman had surrounded them, snorting angrily. "Put down your sword, fool!" Adam snapped at Dave. "You really think you can take them all on with a wooden blade? You need to surrender." For once, Dave had to agree with Adam. He dropped his sword and put his hands up. "We surrender," he said. The zombie pigmen marched Dave's, Carl, Sally, and Adam back up the ladder, then into the town square. All the other villagers were there too, with their hands in the air. The sun was beginning to rise, orange light spreading across the village. It was a beautiful sight, but no one was in the mood to appreciate it. "What happened, Dave?" one of the villagers asked him, tears in her eyes. "That was meant to be the day we fought back." "Well, well, well," said a voice. Dave turned and saw Dottie looking down at them from the balcony of another brick building. "So your name isn't Dean after all. I thought I recognized you, Dave." Dave touched his face. He hadn't drawn on his fake beard. "So now you know," he said to Dottie. "Oh, I knew already," grinned Dottie. "The same way I knew about the little invasion you had planned today. You really should be more careful with who you trust." Adam stepped forward. "You promised that my wife and I would be allowed to leave unharmed," he said to Dottie. "That was the deal." "You!" gasped Sally, looking at her husband in horror. "You're the one who betrayed us." "It was for your own good," said Adam. This was a stupid plan. I'm saving us, Sally. Lady Dottie has promised that you and I can leave. We can start a new life together, somewhere new. I'm not going anywhere with you, said Sally. You disgust me. Aw, said Dottie. That's not very nice. Your husband did a very nice thing for you. Adam, you and your wife are free to go. Adam held out his hands. Come on, Sally, he said. Let's go. No, said Sally. Sally, please, begged Adam. I want to save you. You could have saved me by fighting, said Sally. You could have helped save us all. But instead you betrayed us, and I never want to see you again. Adam's mouth fell open in shock. He looked like he wanted to cry. Well, are you leaving or not? Said Dottie. Either leave now, or you can share the same fate as the rest of your pathetic villagers. Adam looked like he was about to say something. Then he sadly walked away. Coward, said Sally. She was crying. Right, said Dottie, once Adam was gone. It goes without saying that your revolution is over. Now, my pigmen are going to escort you all into the nether, and you're all going to be good little villagers, and do what you're told. Oh, and you, she said to Dave. I'll be bringing you to Lord Herobrine myself. I thought he was Emperor Herobrine now, said Carl. Of course, said Dottie with a grin. Although, calling him by the correct title won't save you, little creeper. Dottie looked down at the zombie pigmen. Take our prisoners into the nether, she told them. That's so fast, you dastardly cad! Suddenly, a golden sword appeared at Dottie's throat. Holding it was a zombie pigman who Dave recognized. Porkins! He said happily. The very fellow, grinned Porkins. Right you, rotter, he said to Dottie. I'm guessing that these zombie chaps will do whatever you say, so tell them to very well back off. You really think you can stop Lord Herobrine? Laughed Dottie. We know about your revolution. As we speak, my witch sisters will be shutting down all the other rebellions. You're finished. You're the one who's finished, said Dave. You're going to bring us all to Nether. Why? Dottie grinned. But once Lord Herobrine learns of the rebellion, he decides that the villagers were too much trouble. So he's got bigger plans for all of you. Are you going to tell us what those plans are? Said Dave. He's going to turn you into zombies, said Dottie. It's probably happening to all the other villagers right now. Dave had heard enough. Right, he said to Dottie. Tell the zombie pigman to leave the village and get as far away from here as possible. If you don't, Porkins will chop your head off. It would be my ruddy pleasure, said Porkins. Dottie rolled her eyes. Why does everything with you have to be so dramatic? Okay, piggies. Leave the village and get as far away as possible. Go on, go. With lots of grunting and snorting, the pigmen shuffled off, filing out of the village, into the plains and trees that lay beyond. Army's gone now, said David to Dottie. Once the zombie pigmen were out of sight. The good thing about zombie pigmen is that there's always plenty more, said Dottie. She gave Porkins a nasty grin. In fact, I've heard a whole village of normal pigmen living in a jungle biome. Once they're zombies, they can be my new army. You shut up, said Porkins. Suddenly, a lot of things happened at once. Dottie shoved an elbow into Porkins' face. Ow! He yelled, and dropped his sword. Dottie grabbed the sword and ran back inside another brick building. Stop her! Dave yelled. They all charged into another brick building, just in time to see Dottie disappear into another portal. Now what? Asked Sally. We've lost the element of surprise, said Dave. But if Dottie was telling the truth, all the other villagers who joined our rebellion will be being taken to the Nether to be turned into zombies. So I'm going to go to the Nether, free the villagers from the storm of that castle. I can't promise it'll work, but anyone who wants to is welcome to come with me. Anyone who doesn't want to come, I understand. Just make sure you get as far away from the village as possible, before Herobrine's forces come back. We're with you, Dave, she said Sally. All of us. The villagers all cheered. Right, said Dave, grinning. Let's get our armor on. Good night. Alright, sorry for that brief intermission. Hope you enjoyed the reading as well. But, yeah, let's continue then. Hmm. This 4 cannot go there, so it has to go over here. Oopsie. Hmm. I went to the instructor, he told me what to do. He said, ooh, ting, well, the big bang. This could still be a 1. No, it can't. If this were a 1, then it would have to have a the loop go into it, and then it would have a segment that goes into the sun cell here, that goes into a second polyomino with the moon cell as well, sun cell as well. But it has to alternate between moon and sun, between each of the polyominoes. Moon, sun, moon, sun. What's the max this could be? If this does not go here, this is at least a 3, so this has to have at least 3 things. But it can go here. And it'll get 3 suns that way. And that would finish there, so that works. Ting ting, walla walla bing bang. This could be the same thing as that. If this goes there instead, it's at least a 6. This one would still be 3 or maybe more. This definitely can't be a 4. So can't even get there. We couldn't touch any of those. Can't be anything but a 3. If this were like a 5, this would have to go at least there. But that's not possible. So this can't be a 5. This one has to be a 3. And this can't be a 5 or more. Because, well, no, that's not necessarily the case. This does not have to join to that. This could go down there. do something like that. So many possibilities for that. Also, where does this 4 get? It can't go there. This 4 can't go here. Because that would be the one. The other has to do that or that. Either way, this is forced. If it did this, and by that I mean the polyomino, which could be a 4 or it could be something else. E O O T T follow me. I think no matter what, this cell has to go here. Yeah. Because either it's just counting this, which is a 3, which case it has to get a moon or sun here. Or this is more than 3, in which case this has to go to at least there. In which case it would have to go to at least there. So that was always forced. Unless no, this one still would have to go down there, because the reason why is because this couldn't just be 5 because it's touching a 5. It'd have to be at least a 6, but it couldn't go there because then that's blocked in, and this couldn't get 6 suns or moons. So it'd have to go down at least 1. This 4 either completes here, or it completes here. We can draw this line over here. Do excuse me. Hmm. Couldn't this really be a 4 like this? If it was, it's true that this cell has to join up to that over here. Which would force this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is 7 or 8. But that would make that a 3. That's not possible. Indeed, the suns and moons. You missed me reading a bedtime story to my nephew. Yeah, this is impossible. It's okay, you can just watch the VOD. It was only like 10 to 20 minutes in. Because this would be a 3. That would also be a 3. And then you have these 3s forming a single polyomino, which does not have a sun or moon in it. So yeah, that can't be a 4 this way. It has to go over here. As you should. I truly am the best at making people go to sleep. But what I did learn from that is this cell over here. Maybe you could do that. No, because this would then make this at least a 5, and then I would have to go to that number. So no. This cannot go here. And if it did go here, then because these two are the same, they would have to grow at least one more cell to get a sun or moon, which means this one's has to get at least 5 suns or moons. So it'd have to go down here. So this always goes down here. These can still be the same, it's most likely going to be the same polyomino. Okay. So this cannot join to this. Wait, it can? It can. It definitely can. But only if this is a 3. If this is 5 or more, then this cannot join to that. Because then otherwise, this has to escape the region without touching any other circle cells. Also, this one cannot go to any other moon cells. This region cannot go here. Otherwise, this would have to go to that moon cell, take all the moon cells without leaving the region, which does not work. It will go through the sun cell. And then you only have 4 things in here. And thus, this would be a 4 breaking that polyomino. So yeah, either it's only this one, making that a 3, or it's this. Which could still grow. I don't think this is possible still, though. if this were to go here, it definitely can't go there, because this one wouldn't be able to go into that region. It won't be able to touch the circle, and it wouldn't be able to go into here. But that would be able to finish like that to make it 6. That would go into there, which would go all the way over here. And maybe that's it. This, where does it go next? Either it goes here, taking that circle cell, the sun cell, meaning that it cannot be the same as that with the moon being touched. And thus, it would have to get at least the other one over here. And this has to go all the way over here to get every single sun cell. Or, alternatively, it goes down here, and thus cannot go over here, else it would touch more sun cells and have to touch all of them, have to go up here, and where does it go next? It can't. And thus it would have to go down here to get its other cells. To get at least one sun cell. So either way, this is always forced. And those are impossible. This is forced. This can't get any more sun cells, so it couldn't grow to, well, it could grow here if it did that. Then maybe that. Definitely couldn't go here though, because it only can go into a polyomino once. If this is not a part of that one, if these are different polyominoes, this has to grow to at least there, making this have to grow here at least. That's impossible. Yeah, if these two were separated, they're two different polyominoes. That means that these two are separated, because these have to be different numbers, else they'd be the same polyomino. So that would be a 3, ends there. This would be at least a 4. But then how is this going to grow? To get 4 circles and suns or moons. We'd have to go here. It can't go here, otherwise that's the 1. It can't go here, otherwise the loop goes in and out of the polyomino. But it can only be in the polyomino once. Or it goes down here, where this loop would have to go to the other sun cell in one polyomino, which is impossible. Because it already exited it. So yeah, these two are the same. And thus, these two are the same numbers. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But this is more than 5 though, now. It can't be a 3 because it's already 3 and needs the sun or moon. It can't be a 4 because it's touching a 4, so it's at least a 5. Which means that this has to go this way, grow, to get more. and thus it is different from that one, because this has to go over here and get the sun cells. And now in order to get at least 2 more cells, it has to go this way. Forcing this, which means it has to go this way. This now has to get something could go here still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's still possible, he says disappointedly. This is a polyomino, which means this has to grow. Oops. This cannot grow to there, because this is the same number. This is the same number as that number, which is different from this number. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it has to take one or both of these. It can't go to that or any of those. And it can't go to that because it's looking at itself. So this is a 5 or a 6. So is that. Which means this one cannot go here, because it'd be a 7. But 6 is the max. So it has to go to at least there to get a sun or moon, which means this is also the same thing. This one has to finish here. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5. We can get rid of the coloring. This has to go down here now. Oops, wrong color. This cannot go into here because it has to go to the sun next. So either it goes over here or it goes over here. We can get isolate all those. Close those. This is at least a 2 because it has to get to sun or moon. So this one has to go to at least there. This one has to go to a sun next because it went to a moon there. So it has to go there. That's forced. Can't go into the 9 polyomino, has to go down here. Ah, because this went to a sun, this has to go to a moon now, so that's cannot. Well, it can go there, but it has to at least grow to a moon. That has to go there. Can't go there. But now, because this is at least 1, 2, 3, 4, this is at least 4, this has to grow. Has to get at least 2 more. So this grows here. Has to go to one of those 2 cells at least. Ah, but this is different. So this one does have to go here now. That could end like that with the 4. These could end like that with the 4. These are the same number. Because these are looking at the same thing, they're the same number. So this has to be part of the same region. So this leads to 5, which means that this 1, 2, 3, 4 has to go to at least there. This has to be pink, so there's that. Otherwise it would cut off the pink regions. Because this is at least 5, this one has to join it as well. The pink region. That could still be yellow region though. This cannot be a 1. It has to be at least a 2. Though, with this cell it has to be at least a 3. Because this is at least a 2. And this therefore is at least a 3, because it has to get 2 cells somehow. So this has to get at least 2 more suns or moons. This one cannot get any more suns because it already exited the polyomino. Thus, this is forced. This has to go to at least there. It cannot go here. It could still go here though. But because this one has to grow to get at least 2 more suns or moons, it's already 5 cells. It has to be. This has to be at least. Has to have at least 7 suns or moons in it. こんばんは。ありがとうございます。頑張ってます。But yeah, because it's at least a 2 to get to sun or moon, this has to be at least a 3 to get at least 2 suns or moons. And thus, this has to be at least a 7 to get 3 suns or moons. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this needs 2 more. At least 2 more. So it has to go there. All of these are forced. It has to go to at least there. All of this is forced. It has to go here. Cannot go there or there. Can go there. And it does have 7 things now, but it's not necessarily done. Let's also X out all of these entrances and exits. This one cannot be by itself, because if it were a 1, it would have to go into this cell somehow and exit somehow, but literally it cannot. Because every single polyomino is taken by the loop. This is 3 or 4. I don't think it would be 5. If it were a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those would all be there. Yeah? And then this could not get out anywhere. This obviously can't go down here, because then it would have to go into the pink cage again. So it has to either exit there or exit there. Which would make whatever it exited to a different polyomino, since it takes a sun instead of a moon. Thus, this is at most a 4. This is 3 or 4. This is the same as that one, which is 7 or 8. It's not the same polyomino, because this definitely can't get there, but it is a 7 or an 8. This 3 or 4 takes at most 3 suns or moons. So this is 2 or 3. If it's 2, it goes there. If it's 3, it can go at any of those. Um, Can this really be a 4? If this were a 4, then suppose that's it. It could also be that. Doesn't really matter. Then 1, 2, this would have to go. One of those 2 cells, plus the second there, plus the third there, plus a fourth couldn't be there because that's looking at this purple cage. A fourth there. And now it's touching another 4 cage, so that's not possible now. This one has to be a 3. This one has to be a 2. That has to be a 2 as well. This cage is done. That polyomino is done, I mean. Which means that's not possible. Is this forced? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. If this one isn't part of the 3, then it's either a 7, 8. Also, because this has 3 suns or moons, only one of these can be part of this cage, of this polyomino. So this is a 7, with one of these being a 7. If that's a 7, then that's a 1. Which is impossible, because they would force this. There's not enough entrances. There's only 1 over here. So that's not a 7. If this is a 7, this, again, cannot be a 1. Has to go to there. Could be a 2. No, it can't be 2. This one is a 2. So this 3 cage has to only take suns. So it couldn't go up here. It could do that. It could do that. It could do that. Or it could do that. But that's all it could do. If this didn't go here, it would have to do this, making that a 1. Forcing. Also, actually, never mind about that. What does this do? If this went here, it would have to go here. And thus, oh, also, hold on, this is a 4. It's a stupid thing sometimes, I swear. So this cannot do that. It has to do this to get the circle. Which means this one is a corner now. Has to do that. This can't go here, this closes itself in. Has to go down here. One, two. If this 3 went here, then now I have to do that, which I cannot do. This either goes here. Also, is this, if this wasn't part of the 3, then it would be a 1. And it would have to go back down there, which still works. This one cannot be a 1. It cannot be part of the 3, otherwise this would have to go there and be blocked in. So it is a 7. It is the last of them. And we can get rid of the yellow now. This cannot be 1, otherwise it would go from a circle polyomino to a circle polyomino. It has to be 3. And therefore this is forced. This can't go there, has to go here. And thus, because if this went here, the loop would have to go there. It cannot. It must go there. And that is the 3. You can get rid of all these now. Boop 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 and a boop 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 boop. Alright, now this is a 7. So this only has 7 suns and moons in it. It cannot go anywhere else to get a 7 to get another sun or moon, but it still can't grow. It is 17 cells so far. This one is a 7 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Has to go to these there. This 4 cannot go escape this way. There's a touch on that 4. It has to go here. And thus, this is A1, forcing this. This cannot do that though, because then we have to go down there and touch another moon cell. So it goes down here, which means it has to go down here to touch the sun cell. That's forced. This cannot go into the pink. It has to go this way again. This has to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4 has to take that cell. 5. Thus this one has to go here. Can't go there. This is looking at that. It has to be at least a 2. But no, this one is looking at that cell. And this is at least a 2, so this is at least a 3. Unless this goes here. Oh no, it cannot. Because that has to take a moon. So this is at least a 3. Can't be a 2. If that were a 2, that'd be 1 and it would break. So this is at least a 3, which means it's still gonna be part of the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, with 3 cells over here. Only the moon cell would be able to take. Only the sun cell would be able to be taken though. Also, this is a 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 9. If this did not take part in that, then do a bunch of stuff. Maybe. This could grow here and it would just be basically the same thing. Not gonna lie, the red loop is kind of hard to see. This has to grow. If it were by itself, it'd be a corner. It'd have to do that. It cannot. Has to go to at least there. But yet again, this still has to grow. And whatever it has to take a moon. Because if it didn't, it would have to take all the suns, and the sun would have to escape somewhere over here, which it cannot. This is the difference. That grows, that grows. Let's go to at least there. This is the same as that one. The numbers, so it has to be the same. This is at least a 4, has to take at least 2 more cells. It cannot go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is more than 7, as we all know. This is a 17 now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Has to go to at least there. It has to go to at least there as well. Because if it were to go here, that means that this polyomino would have at least 7 suns or moons. Have to grow there, but you can have 7 suns or moons in a 4-cell polyomino. So that is forced. This has to go here, so these are both the same. Looking at the same number of suns and moons in the polyominoes. So this still could be a 4 and that could still be a 7. Wow. What is this? Can't be a 1. Otherwise it would do that. And then it would touch a moon when it's already touched a moon in that polyomino. So it's either a 7 or, yeah, that's it. It can't, if it went this way, it would be a 2, and that would have to be a 2. Couldn't be a 4 because it's touching a 4 over here, so this has to be a 7. And because all the moons have to be taken in this polyomino, this is forced. That's also 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That polyomino is finished. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4 now. Good thing I didn't use any logic with that. This one has to go to here. That moon is taken. Wow, we're almost done with this puzzle. But because this one is taken by a moon, it can't be taken by the sun. This one cannot go into it, thus it must go up here, where it has to take the sun over there. Saudi. This can't only be a 4. I don't think. Because it would just take this moon, and it would have to leave in sun cells. So this would be one of them. But then where's the other one? It can't go into this one because this one doesn't take sun cells, and it can't go there. So the only ice would be there, which is impossible. Thus this one has to grow. So this is at least a 5 cell cage, a 5 cell polyomino. One, two, three. This must take at least 2 more suns or moons. Where does this get sun from? If it didn't take that one, then we have to get it from at least there. Maybe you can say here. But then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cells long. This one has 3 in there. It's not possible. So I'd have to do something like this to get to at least there, to hit the sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are not 10. There aren't 10 more suns and moons in this puzzle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 more, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more moons. So this could not be starting at that. Well, there's only 8 more is what I'm saying. Up there. So this one has to be taken by that. This is now part of the loop, and it has to do that. This is a different Playomino. This one has to be yellow, because if it weren't, then, well, then how would it get to A? How would the loop get to a sun Playomino? And when it did, how would this get to 2 suns as well? It's impossible. If this went here, then this would have to re-enter that Playomino and close itself in. So then it has to go here. And then this one, which has to take that. This one needs at least 2 more suns and moons. And it's blocked in, so that's impossible. This one has to be yellow. Wow. All of these are unentranceable. And this, so is that. And that as well. So this must do that. This must be a corner and must do that. This has to exit up here. There as well. This is the same number as that one, but not necessarily the same Playomino. If it was the same Playomino, it would do that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's possible, I guess. This one is yellow though. This has to go up. And thus this is also yellow. Has to go up again. This is a not yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Also, these are red, maybe a question mark. Now this one has to go up here. Can't do that because then it closes in on itself. So that goes there. That goes there. These are two different polyominoes. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is two different polyominoes right there. And this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, this one is a 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5. This is forced, that 5. We can close this off. This one has to go, the loop has to go to a moon cell, which has to be that one, so then it has to go up. So that is forced closed. Let's do that. That is forced, as well as that. This is a 2 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is an 11, which I will label B, because B is 11 in hexadecimal. Oops. Get rid of these now. Dispose all those. No, no, what should I do now? This is a 2 or a 3. Because whatever it's looking at can only, this one has to be, this one can't be a 1, I don't think. Can it be a 1? Doesn't really matter. Whatever it is either a 1 or it goes here. And thus this, the whole section is different from the rest. This is looking at that cell, which cannot be a 4. It can't join to that 4, I mean, that's too many cells. And thus, it only has 3 more moons to take. So this is a 2 or a 3 to count that cell. This is going to join that one, this is going to join that one. More than likely it's going to do something like this. No. No, in fact, if this were a 3, it's impossible. This has to go to a moon somewhere. So it would have to go to one of these. And then go back to this one, because this one definitely joins that one. If it were to join that one, then this would close in on itself. And it couldn't join that one, because then this one would be able to go past it. So it goes there, but it has to take a moon first, which will be different from that. So we'd have to take a moon there, or there, and then go back here and take that sun. And thus this has to be a 2, it can't be a 3. And that's finished. This has to join that one, which has to go there. Unless this could be a 1. No, it can't. It can't. It can't be a 1. Yeah. Because if this were a 1, this would be looking at something that's 2 or 3, but it can't be 3 anymore, so it would have to be a 2. It would be those two cells which join together somehow. And then this would have to go into another moon polyomino. This one has to take that cell as well. Both these have to be taken, both the moon cells. It has to do that. This is a corner as well, has to do that. This has to go down here, this has to go down there. The loop is finished. Now it's just time to finish this. This cannot go here because then the loop would enter and exit twice. That's a 4, that's a 4. This is done. This is a 1. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Not too bad. Definitely a 5-star puzzle, but I enjoyed it. Okay, next one, poggers. Seattle, let's do an easier one to give my brain a break. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in a cage cannot repeat and must sum to the total if given. Okay, let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cells adding up to 40 means that 2 of them add up to 5, which is either 1, 4, or 2, 3. This, then, it sees all these cells. It cannot be 1, 2, or 3, so it has to be 4. But it has to be from the option of 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it has to be a 4 with a 9 here. 9 has to be in this cage, so it has to go here. The only digit not in the cage is a 1. The only other digit not in the cage is a 1, so one of those is a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This has all 9 digits. This is 985 or 976. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, or 9. The other 6, 9, or 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 9 cell cage as well. Where does 9 go in this cage? Can't go there. Can't go in this because of the 9 there. Can't go there because of that 9. Can't go there because of that 9. So that's a 9. I see a floating dog. Silly goose. Good night. User 8475. Four is in here. Put him back in his room.
What?
Put him back in the cage. This one can't go here, because then it wouldn't be able to repeat in the cage over here. I would have to go here, but it cannot be in this 40 cell clue. 40 clue. So it is there. One goes in one of those 3 cells. This can't be 9-3, can't be E4, has to be 7-5. So this can't be 7-5, has to be E4. So this can't be 7-8, has to be 6-9. 4 is one of those 2 cells, making that not a 4. 1 can't go there, has to go in one of those 2 cells, so that's not a 1. Also, just one of those is a 1. 18 and 5 cells has to have a 1 in it, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 20. So either one of those is a 1 or one of those is a 1. This cannot be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, because then this could have an 8 in it, because it would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. And then where does 4 and 8 go? Can't go into those cells. Has to go, both of them have to go here. But there are no Schrodinger cells in this puzzle. So one of those is an 8. Could it be a 7? It would be with 1, 2, 3, 5. This would be a 7 and a 5. It cannot know. 5 and 7 is looking at all those cages. So it can't be 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. And thus, it has to be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Because if it had 1, 2, 3 in its 6, it would need 12 more, which either 4, 8, or 5, 7, which breaks both ways. So it cannot have 1, 2, 3. It has to have 1, 2, 4, 7, with 11 more, which is 5, 6. So that's a 4. And then you have 1, 2, 5, 6. That's not 5 or 6 or 1, so it's a 2. These are not 2s. They are 1, 5, 6. This one is a 7. This one is a 5. That's not a 5. Also, this is a 9. This is a 6. So that's a 1. And this is a 5, 6 pair. Then we have 3 and 8 to go. This is not a 9 or a 6. One of these is a 3. One of these is a 9. Not that one, though. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 15. But no, it does not work. It does not minimize anything. What can this be? It has a 1 here looking at it, so it has to be 2. 3, 6. 2, 3, 6 can't be 2, 4, 5. What are all the possibilities for 10? There's 1, 2, 7, 1, 3, 6, 1, 4, 5, or 2, 3, 5. It can't be 2, 3, 5 because both 2, 3 would have to be there. So it has to have a 1 in it. If it was 1, 2, 7, that'd be a 2. 1, 3, 6, it cannot be. 1, 4, 5, it can. These were 5, 7, and 8. This is 1, 2, 3, and 8. That's not an 8. One of those is an 8. where does this go in this box? It can't go anywhere over here. It can't repeat in the cage, so it has to go here, which means it has to be an 8. And this is 9 5/8. And then there has to be a 5 in one of those two cells. This is the same as that cell, so this cannot be a 5. So that is a 5. This is 2, 6, or 9. Can't be a 9, so it has to be 2 or 6. This is not 7 5 anymore. It has to be 8 4. Making that an 8, that a 5, that a 9. This is no longer an 8. 2 6 and 5 7 to go. This is not a 5. There's an 8 here and an 8 here. So where does 8 go in this column? Can't go there, can't go there. Has to go here. That's an 8, that's a 4, that's a 4, that's an 8, that's an 8, that's a 5 or a 7. This is a 5, that's a 6 by Sudoku. This is a 7, this is a 5. And 2 6 or 7 to go here. This is 1 2 or 3. It's not a 3. This is 1 2 or 7. Eight is one of these two. This can't be an 8, because then that would be an 8, and there'd be 2 8s in the cage. Nine goes here. Thus is one of these two cells. Eight does not go there. Cannot go there, can't go there, so this has to be an 8. That's not an 8, this one is an 8. And that's an 8 as well. These cannot be 1, 2, or 3, because looking at all 3 of them. Can't be 4 or 5, this has to be 6 or 7. This is 4, 5, or 7. This is 4, 5, 6, or 7. Then we have 3, 6, 7, and 9 for the rest of that. This has 3, 6, or 7. This is 4, 5, or 7. Cannot be a 1, cannot be 2, 3, cannot be 6, 8, or 9. This is 1, 4, 5, or 7. You could have 1, 2, 3 over here in the column, or you could have a 3 there. 9, 8, 7, 5, 4. We need 6, 3, 2, and 1. In that column. 8 is that cell by Sudoku. 7 is one of those two cells. Thus, these are not 7. This is a 7, 1, 2. Making those a 6, that a 7, that a 2, that a 7. This is not a 1. This is a 4, 5 pair. That's not a 2. This is 1, 3, and 6. That is not 1, 3, or 6. It has to be a 2. This is a 3. This is a 3, 4 pair. This is a 1, 2 pair. This is a 4, 5, 6, 7 triple. Thus this is a 3. That's a 3. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 2. It's a 3, 6 pair. One, 3, 4 triple. That's not a 3. Or 4. This is a 1. That's not. Then we have 4, 5, 9 to go. This is not a 1 or a 2. This is the 1. That's not. That's not either. 2 has to go here. The rest is 5 and 9. No. This is a 9. This is a 7. Then we have 6 and 9 over here. It's not a 9. This is a 4, 5, or 7. This cannot be 4 or 5, because then it would be that one, and then it couldn't go in that cage. So this is a 7. That's a 4, 5 pair. That's a 6, 7 pair. That's a 2. This is 3, 6, or 7. This is 4, 5. That is a 6, 3, 1, 6, 6, 7, 7, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2, 1, 7, 1, 1. 3, 5, and 9 to go. 3, 6, 6, 9, 9, 5, 5, 5, 4. And there we go. Not too bad. Nice little easier one because the last couple were a little bit harder. So yeah. Let's do another easy one. This one's easy. Bisexual lighting. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Region sum, blue with streak. Digits on a region sum line have the same sum in each 3x3 box the line is in. Renban, purple. A renban contains a set of consecutive digits, not necessarily in order. Okay. Region sum lines, renban lines. We immediately have roping here. Also, this is a 1 or a 9. Because this is an 8-cell renban. Which will be either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So it's missing a 1 or 9, and because it's part of the region sum line, it has to be a 9. Can't be a 1. 1 cannot be added to in 2 cells. Not in a regular Sudoku rule. But we also have roping here, because those cannot go there, cannot repeat on the run line, have to go there. Thus, those must all be the same numbers, and now so must those, and so must those. So that must be a 9. These must also be a 9. This must add to 18 now. And 18 plus at least a 3 is 21, which is the max that this can be, 6, 7, 8. So this is 1, 2. This can't be 1, 8, 2, 7, or 3, 6, it has to be 4, 5. So this is 4, 5, 9. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 3. That's 1, 2. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3. 6, 7, 8. This is a 21, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is exactly the numbers 1 to 6 equals 21. This is 7, 8, 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. The lowest this could be is 4. That's not 1, 2, 3. These are not 9s. This is an 8, 7 pair. Making that a 6. These are not 6 anymore. Neither is that. This is a 9. This is either 3, 4, or 5. To add up to these numbers, 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 3 is 4, 2 plus 3 is 5. This cannot be a 4, 5, cannot be 4, 3, so it has to be 5, 6. This cannot have a 9 on it, because 6, 7, 8, 9 is all looking at it. 8, 7, 6. There must be a 5 on it, which can't go there, has to go in one of those 2 cells. This has to have a 6 on it, which can't go there, let's go there. Those are not 6 anymore. One of those 2 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are not 6, 7, 8. These are. This is at least 13, with the one here being 14, which can be done, but however, this has to be 15. 8, 7, because it can't be 8, 6, or 9, 5. This 8, 7 makes that a 6. This adds up to 15 now, which could be 1 or 2 here. You could have 8, 6, 1, or 7, 6, 2. There must be a 6, making that not a 6. Also because that, yeah. 13 plus 2 or 14 plus 1. This is a 3. This is a run band line. You can't have 9 on it because it has to be 9, 8, 7. So it has to be either 3, 4, 5 or 4, 5, 6. Making that a 9. This is the same digit, 1 or 2, as that one. This, because this cell sees all these, cannot be a 3, 4, 5, 6. So it must be at least a 7 on it, which cannot go there, has to go here. That's a 7, that's a 5. That's not a 5. These are 1, 2, 3, or 4. That is not a 5. This must have a 1 on it. This cannot be a 1. Nah, this is actually the most tame puzzle. This cannot be an 8, so it must be a 4. No, I have not. Well, I skipped over it for now, but I will do that after this one. It's a 5-star puzzle, so I'm scared. That makes that a 3, so this is a 1-2 pair. Makes that a 3. These are no longer 3s, that's not a 4. This is not a 3. That's a 7, that's an 8. This is a 7, that's an 8. Those are no longer 7s, that is a 7. This is a 6, 8, so that's a 1. It's 2, that's a 1. One of those is a 1. That's not a 1. This is an 8, that's a 6. That's a 6. That's an 8. That's a 9. This is 1, 2, or 4. Indeed. 9 is that still over here. 5, 1, and 2 to go. That's not a 1. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 to go. That's not a 5. Those aren't 5s. This has to have a 5 in it, which can go there. And it cannot have a 4 in it, so this must be 5, 9. Making that a 9. 5 then must go here. That's a 2. 3, 4 pair with a 5 there. That's not a 4. This is a 4. This is not 1 or 2. That's not 4. That's not 1 or 2 because it's a pair here. This is a 1, 2 pair with that being 1, that being 2, that being 1, that being 2, that being 2, that 1. This is a 3. These are not 2s. This one is a 2. That's a 1. That's a 1. That's not a 1. This is a 2. This is 7 or 8. This is a 2, 3, 4 pair. Triple, I mean. This is either 3, 4, or 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not a 1. This is not a 2 or a 3. If it were a 5, it'd be 4, 1. In fact, this can't be a 4. Because then that would be at least a 2, it's 6. So that's a 1. This is a 1. These are the same number, which means it can't be a 2 because that 2 right there. Could be a 3 or a 4 though. Wait, that 3, 4 pair makes that a 5, not a 4. That a 4, that a 3, that a 3, that a 3. This is 3. This is 7. 6, 8 pair goes there. Bruh. How's the Wi-Fi been? This is a 4 or 5 pair, making that a 6 because that 3. This is 7 or 8. It has to be 8. It has to be 7. That's an 8. That's a 6. Then we have 2, 7, 9 to go. That's a 9. This is a 2, 7 pair. Then we have 6 and 8 to go here. That's done. 8, 7, 7, 7, 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 8, 7, 9, 5. Nice, very easy puzzle. Now, I could go to Irma Vep now. Or I could go to another 2-star puzzle. Ah, that's cool. Probably. Unless you don't like your grandmother, in which case it's not cool. Does she have you do a lot of chores? I'm going to do co-op. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits on an arrow sums the digit in its circle. Okay, regular arrows rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is 21 plus this is 22, so this is 9, 8, 5, 6, 7. Same for here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 21, plus another 1 is 22, so this is 9, 8, 5, 6, 7. These do contain 9s though. The largest these can be is 24, so the largest these can be is 3. You want me to read them now? Normal Sudoku rules apply. A vampire cell appears once in every row, column, and box, which preys upon x of the up to 8 surrounding cells, where x is the digit in the vampire cell. A prey cell's value count is 0, and a vampire cell's value is the sum of the digits in the prey cells it consumes plus its own digits. Vampires cannot consume each other, and multiple vampires cannot consume the same prey. Values in a cage sums the given total. Digits cannot repeat in a cage, but values may. That's not too bad. I'll do later. That's not too bad, he says. Alright, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, plus another 1, 2. Means this is at least 13. 8, 5, 7, 6. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1. Is 21, 31, 34, 35. Yep. Maximally, this has to be 95, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With these being minimum. This is 21. This is 10. This is 3. This is 1. 21 plus 10 is 31. Plus 3 is 34. Plus 1 is 35. Which is 98765. I'll do it after this one, I promise, I promise. This is a 2, that's a 1. Those are not 1s, neither is that, because this cannot be a 2. This has to be at least a 4, in fact. 4, 5, or 6. This is a 3, which means this one has to be 24, with this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are not 3s, this is not 1s. This is a 24. That's not 7, 8, it has to be 5 or 6. So either this is 4 or 5. These are not 1s. This is 5 or 6. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4. That cannot be 1 or 2. 3 would make this have to be, no, in fact, this one has to be 2 and 2 to be 4. These are not 4s anymore. These are not 2s. This is a 3, 4 pair. That's not a 3, that's not a 4. That's not a 3 either. This is 4, 5 or 6 works there, yeah. This is 6 with 7 or 8s there. This 7 or 8 goes here, in this box. This cannot be 2, cannot be 3. Has to be 5, 4, 5, or 6. These are not 2s. Those are not 2s. So 2 has to go here. Also 789, not 789. Forgot to put that. One of these two is a 1. It could still be that one, making that a 6. And this is a 3. Yeah, the 3, 4. One is the 3. Whichever one is the 3 goes opposite the 1. Wait, which quest? Which quest did you give me? I haven't finished this quest yet. First of all, I never accepted the quest that you gave if you gave me a quest. And second of all, I'm still doing this quest. This cannot be 3, because if this were a 1, 2, then both 1, 2s would have to go here. So 3 is one of those 2 cells. This cannot be 1 or 2, because that cannot be done in 2 cells that see each other. So this is 1, 2, 3 up here. This has to be 5 or 6. We just have to have a 1 or a 2 on it. Cannot be a 2, because 2 is looking at both those cells. This is a 1. So that's not a 1, this one is a 1, so that's a 3. This is a 4, that's a 9, that's a 7, that's an 8, this is a 6, this is a 5. Yeah, because I'm definitely going to do the entirety of Spotlights. This is a 1. You want me to start a quest that will, no, I see it now. But you want me to start a quest that will take me like 10 years to do. Hyperbole, of course. It's like 3,000 puzzles. Most of them I've probably already done, actually. I've probably done at least 1,000 of them, in fact. But, yeah, nah. Not interested. That's a 2. This cannot be a 3. Wait, yes you can, because this could be a 6, 7, 8, or 9. This either 4 or 5. This is not a 2. How is that possible? This is at least 3 or 4 because it can't be 1 or 2. So this has to be 7, 8, or 9. It has to have a 3 on it, otherwise it would be a 4 or 5, but then that breaks that cell. So this is a 3, that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 2. Therefore this is a 6. This one is a 7. These are not 6 or 7. 5, 8, 9. This one's either 3, 4 or 3, 6. Cannot be 3, 5, so this is not an 8. This is a 7, so that is a 9. So this is a 3, 6. That's not a 9. So this is a 9. This is not a 9. Not that bad, he says. This is a 1. This is a 4, 5, 6, but this is not a 4, so that is a 4. It's a lot of time commitments that I do not have. This is a 2. This is 7 or an 8 because this is not a 9, so this is a 9. This is an 8, this is a 7, this is an 8, that's a 7. This is 4 or 5, this is 7, this is not 7. 3, 4, 5, 6 to go here. This is a 3, that's not a 4. Mm, 7 goes in one of those two cells. So it's 8. So this is 4, 5, or 6. This can't be a 6 because that can't be a 7. Can't be a 5 because that can't be a 6, so it has to be a 4 and that has to be a 5. 8, 9 pair to go. That's not a 3, that's not a 4. It is 5 or 6. This is not a 4, has to have a 3 on it. One of those is a 5, so that's not a 5. It's not a 6 either, so this is a 3. That's a 3, that's a 6. This is a 6, so that's a 5. So this is a 4. That's not. That's a 4. This is an 8. This is a 5. That's a 5. That's a 1, 2, 3. Then we have 6 and 9 to go here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to go here. This is not 5 or 6. This is not 8. This is not 7 or 9. Then we have 4 to go up here with the 7, 8, 9. Not a 7. 3, 5, 6 to go here. 5, 6, 7 to go here. 1, 8, 9 to go here, so that's 9, that's an 8, 8, 9, 6, 5, 8, 9, 5, 6, that's not a 6, this is not a 5, or a 7, or a 6, oopsie, this is supposed to be, wrong, this is a 6, this is a 5, okay, so this is not a 6, this is not a 5, 7, or 9, so it's a 6, this is a 7, 9 pair. Then we have 6, 5, 5, 8, 8, 7, that's a 4, 7, 9, 9, 6. Nice. Another very easy puzzle. And the rest are very hard. Therefore, I guess I'll do Irma Vep. Ugh. Alright, let's do Irma Vep. I shall read the rules again. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A vampire cell appears once in every row, column, and box, which preys upon X of the up to 8 surrounding cells, where X is the digit in the vampire cell. A prey cell's value is 0, and a vampire cell's value is the sum of the digits in the prey cells it consumes, plus its own digit. Vampires cannot consume each other, and multiple vampires cannot consume the same prey. Values in a cage sums to the given total. Digits cannot repeat in a cage, but values may. So if it preys upon X to the up to 8 surrounding cells, then how is the 9 ever going to get its prey counts? Does that just mean that 8 and 9 both take only 8's prey cells? Yeah, I'm just going to guess that that is the case, unless 9 can ever be it. Wait, vampire cells do not have to not be non-repeating, do they? Appears once in every row, column, box, which appears upon X to the F2 cells. Vampires cannot consume each other, so they cannot be diagonally adjacent. Multiple vampires cannot consume the same prey. So the preys cannot be adjacent either to the other vampires? Or if they were, the prey would only be part of one of them, not both. Okay. So that means that the vampire cells can repeat digits, because then otherwise 9 would never work. And in fact, 9 is never a vampire cell. Okay. Greater than 20 in 2 cells means one of them has to be a vampire. And it could be as little as 2. 2, you could have like 8, 9 as the prey cells. And then something as little as 3. In fact, the most these can take is 5. Okay, never mind. This being greater than 25 means that this one has to have a vampire cell in it as well. Otherwise it'd be 24. Because digits cannot repeat, and if they were all regular digits with 0 vampires in it, then it'd be at max 24. So this is a vampire cell. And I mean 0 prey cells, I'm saying. Both of these being less than 8 means that one or both of them have to have prey cells. Oh yeah, thank you. Not only did I finish this puzzle, I also finished this puzzle, and that puzzle. It's not too bad. Now onto the Irma Vep, which does indeed have vampires in it. But this, because it's less than 18, never mind, that's less than, not greater than. This is greater than 18, this is less than 31, less than 28, less than 15, less than 15 here means at least one of them has to be prey. Nah, it was more than 10 minutes. After all, this was 50 minutes, this was 10 minutes, and that was 12 minutes. So it was at least 30 minutes. 37 minutes, almost 38. I wanna dance like in my room, barely till I confess. No, 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 no. I mean, neither of those are vampires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If this were missing digits, if any of these are prey, in fact, some of them have to be prey because of this cell here. And the max amount of prey cells that can be in this cage, because this is greater than 39, is 2. This is at least a 40 cell. This is at least 40 in the cage, which means the max it can be left out of the cage is 5, which can only be done in 2 cells. If you had 3 cells, it'd be 6 or more. So this, I want to say, is at max 2. Because I don't think you could take prey cells in here. Well, no, it can. If this were to take prey cells in here, then it would just add the value of whatever it took from there. So yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, or 4. And whatever this cell is cannot, whatever this digit is, cannot repeat anywhere over here, has to go there. Bury me till I confess. Na, 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 na. If this were a 2, if this were a 1, had an 8, 9 here and 8, 9 here, that's 34, 35, yeah, that works. None of these can be prey, because they're not adjacent to any predators or any vampires. So, because this is less than 8, less than 8, less than 11, 7 plus 7 plus 10, 14, 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 36 minus 24 is 12. So at least 2 cells have to be taken away. Which could be from a single vampire cell. So what can be prey? What has to be prey? If this weren't prey, then this would be 1, 2, 4. And then if these two were both not prey, then it would be 3, 5, which is 8. Which means only this can be not prey, and these would have to both be prey. Which is only possible if that is predator. But then, because those are prey, this is less than 11. But it's counting all of those for the vampire cell there. Plus that one, whether it's vampire or not, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 10. Would be the least it could be, which is what it would have to be. But then you have 1, 2, 4 here and 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So this has to be prey. I'll make blue prey cells. Red is vampire, blue is prey. I wanna dance like Emma Thurman, bury me till I convince. Ba-doo, ba-doo. If this was vampire, then no matter what it took as prey in this box, it would still count towards the sum. And thus, in order to get the sum even any lower at all, this would have to be taken by a vampire over here. So that would basically be the only one that would be prey. It would be 0 in that box. Because anything else that would be prey, unless well, that one doesn't matter because it's not part of this calculation. 7, 7, 10 is 24. So if that were the only one that weren't counted towards the calculation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 28 at least. So that's not possible. So this one cannot be vampire. If this was vampire, then all of these would be counted towards that total, at least, plus whatever this takes up. Which, best case scenario is one of these cages. So that's less than 8. We can say 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, breaks that. 4, 5 is 9. 1, 2, 4, breaks that. 3, 5 is 8. So this can't be a vampire either. This one has to be the vampire. These are not prey. Either of those. So this one has to be. Which will be taken by one of those two as a vampire. This greater than 44 cage, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, has to have a vampire cell in it. Those are not vampire. Bury me till I confess. Do-do, do-do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can add up to 24 or less. So this does not need to take any more vampire cells, but it can. These are still possible vampire cells in here. But there's only one possible vampire cell in there. Because if both of them are vampire cells, then this would be 0. Struck in my dream, there may turn up on this. Oh my gosh, this cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These add up to 45. All the digits do, I mean. And it has to add up, the values have to add up to a total. That's 17 or less. (17 minus 45), well, 45 minus 17 is 28. Yes. So 28 worth of digits are going to have to be prey cells. With maybe a vampire cell in it as well. If there was a vampire cell in it, do 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 na 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 Curious. Wait a minute. The max these could be is 17. The max this plus the two digits that it sees in here can be is the two digits that add up to 5 plus a 4, which is 9. 9 plus 17 is 26, which is the max it can be. There we go. So this is 8, 9. This is a 4. These are both prey cells, which are taken by that one. I will draw blood-sucking things to those. Same for that one. And the two digits that it sees here, also it's a 4, are going to add up to 5. 1, 4, or 2, 3. It could be a 4 over here, with that being prey, and the 1 being over here. Or it could be 2, 3 over here. Either way, though, these vampire cells, this vampire cell now is going to be restricted. Because how many things does it see? 1, 2, or 3. It can't see that one. Because then it would take that one. But then this one would have to take 2 more in here, which add up to 5. And then you'd have 9 missing out from that cage, which would make it 36 or less cage. So this is 1, 2, or 3. If it were a 1, then the max that all these could add up to is 1, 6, 7, which is 14, which is not possible. If it were a 2, then you could have 5, 6, 7, 2. 5, 6, 7 is 18, plus 2 is, what, 20? Yeah, so that doesn't work. So it must be a 3 with the 5, 6, 7, which is 21. Yep. So that's a 3 with 5, 6, and 7. And both of these are prey, as well as one of those being prey. That does not help for this one's case. This is the 1-2 pair. Then we still at least 3. Sorry about that. What is she on about? Anyway. If it were 2, 3, one of those would be a 2, one of those would be a 3. If it were 1, 4, one of those would be a 1, and the 4 would go there. If this were a 3, it could see a 1, 2, and a 1. Either 1, 2 down there and 1 down up there, or 1, 2 up there and 1 down there. Doesn't matter where. I'm not going to count those ones as prey because that's just way too much so far. So 3 plus 1 plus 3 is 7. Because this is less than 15, that'd be less than 7. It should be 5, 6, or 7. Alternatively, this could be prey, which could work. This has to have a 1 or 2 in it. Because if it did not, it could have a 3 or a 4, it would be a 5, 6 max. Which is 11, which is not less than 8. Sorry, 5, 6 min. So it has to be a 1, 2 here. And wherever that 1, 2 is... never mind. Because you could have 1, 2 up here. 1 or 2, I mean. With one of them going here. I mean, either way, whatever this 1, 2 is, let's go up there somewhere. Four is one of those cells. If this was 1, 2, both of them being 1, 2, then this would be 3, 5, because it could be a 4, which is an 8, which does not work. So one of these is a 1 or 2. 3, 5, and 6 still might work. Sorry, I'm talking slow right now. I, getting back to it. What's the max this can be right now? Nine? If this were a 7, making all of those in there, plus all those being in there as well. Yeah, never mind, it's overkill. I wanna dance like Uma Thurman, bury me till I confess. No, 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 no. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-do. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-bo. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-bo. If both of these were 1, 2, that would be great. If that wasn't 1, 2, because then you'd have this being 1, 2. The 1, 2 pair. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. This is 4, 8, or 9. Because one of these has to appear in here. In this 7-digit cage. Since we have 6 digits looking at this, these are all different from 4, 8, 9, so that must be a 4, 8, or 9. One of them is a 1 or a 2. She likes to dance like Amy Sherman. Put me till I confess. What's the eggs, dear? Kanayo. けどします。トゥルードゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥドゥNone of these can be 8 or 9. The highest they can be is 6. None of these can be 7, 8, or 9. Highest they can be is 6. And that can be a 4. So where does 7, 8, and 9 go? Wherever this 8 or 9 goes in this box over here has to be a prey cell. Because you can't even have 8 and 3. Well, not necessarily. It just means that one of these would have to be prey. I don't think that's good. This, I don't think, can be a 7, 8, or 9. Also, wait, both of these can be prey, because then this would just be a 0. Bruh, 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 bruh. But can this really be a prey cell if it was 7, 8, or 9? I don't think so. Also, I don't think this could be 7, 8, or 9. Because even if this were a 7, what's the best it could be? Something like that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. 6 plus 6 plus 3 plus 7 is 10 plus 12, which is 22, which is way too much for that cell, that cage. Yeah, so that can't be 7, 8, or 9. And both of these can't be 7, 8, or 9. Because if both of those were 7, 8, or 9, then that means that one of them would have to be prey. But could it be that one, which would go to one of those? This one couldn't be 7 or 9, though, because one here. Then even if this were like a 3, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 already there. So then we have like 5, 8 is 13 already. Can't be 5, 7 because of that. 13 already, with another 3 here, is 16, which is way too much. So yeah, this one cannot be prey, if it were 7, 8, 9. If this were 7, 8, 9 though, it could be prey if it was taken by one of those. It's important to note that none of those are prey. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, but I need to look and fizz. What shall be next? In this puzzle. It's worth knowing that these can't be a 7. Wait, no, it can. It can be something like that. What is the least this can be? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 here. You could have a 3, 4 pair. Is the least it could be. Otherwise, if this is a 3, that's at least a 7. Which is already 10. I think that's possible. If this is a 3, that's a 7. Or at least. This is the minimum it could be. This needs 2 more prey cells to eat up. Couldn't be there. That's one of them. So that'd be a 5. And that's already 15, which is not less than 15. So it'd have to be 2 more like over here and here. But either way, this one is at least a 5, because it's seeing a 3 and a 4. And that's way too much. Already. So that's not a 3. This is at least a 4. And so this one cannot be. I think it has to be a 3. Because you could have 2 plus this one plus that one. Then you have 3 here, plus 7 here, plus 3 there is 13. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Obviously, though, it could not be. This one has to be prey. Because if this were not prey, then even if you have like that, for example, it would be 3 plus 7 is 10, plus 1 is 11, plus 3 there is 14, so it might still work. There does have to be a 3 here, though, because if there wasn't, like 4 or 5, plus 1, 2, plus 3, is 12, 15, which is too much. So this one is a 3. These are not 3s. They are 1, 6, and 2, 5 to add up to 7. So this is a 7, 8, 9 triple. This is a 4. This one is a victim cell, a prey cell. Going to one of those. It could see 3 here. If this were a... If this is a 5 instead of a 3, then we have 7 plus 3 plus 5, which is too much. So this has to be a 3. Making this have to be 1, 4 to be missing out. Because one of those is a 3 now. This one of those is a 1. This one is prey. We can select by that one. Those are not 1s. So now if this one were to take that cell, it would be a 2. So 3 plus 7 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Too much. So that has to be the last one that it takes. Oops. And 2 of them over here for 1 and 2. Yes, but this one has to take at least those 2. Wait a minute, what? Yeah, this can be a 3. No, it cannot. 15 plus 3 already is 18, which is has to be less than. Which means this one cannot be the thing. Okay, I gotcha. Because this sees a 1, 2 over here somewhere. This one cannot be 1 or 2. Wait, this could be 1, 3. Doesn't have to be 1, 2. 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 3 is 14. There definitely is a 1 though. Could be 1, 3. With that being a 3. So this would be a 2. Taking those 2 cells. 15 plus 2 plus 1 is still too much. Yeah, if this were a 2, taking just those 2 cells, 15 plus 2 is 17. Then you're taking at least 1 more there, which cannot be taken by any of the vampire cells, which would be 18, which is too much. So this is the vampire cell. This is not. These are not. This takes those 2 cells, at least. But now this one has to be 1, 2, can't be 1, 3. These are both prey cells, taken by this. This has to take at least 1 more, because there's a 3, or at least a 3 now. But how's that possible still? Bruh. Sanity check. Sanity is correct. So, how's this working? It's less than 19. Oh, it could take that one. No, it still can't. Oh, this can take that one still, that's why. Okay, let's forget about those. And those. We know this has to be at least a 2. It can't be that one. It has to be this one. Sucks those two's blood. If this were a 3, then 15 plus 3 is 18, which is already the max this cage could be. So that's not possible. This one has to be a 2, only takes those 2 cells. Wait, did I just check before? Yeah, no, never mind. So then why did this one being 3 work? It didn't. Okay, I'm just dumb. Sorry about that. This 2, 15, 17. Only one of them. So this one has to be a 1. Because it can't be taken by any of the vampire cells. This one has to be 15. 15 plus 2 is 17, plus 1 is 18. This one has to be a prey cell. Has to be taken by one of these being vampire, which cannot be that one, has to be that one. This is not 1 or 2. This is not 5 or 6. But now this one has to take one of these as prey. It can't take both. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, this would be a 5. 12 plus 3 is already there at 15, which does not work. So these two have to be the last prey cells, which have to be 1 and 2, because it can't be 1 and 3, which is that in that order. And this is a 2-3 pair. This is not a 2. That's not a 5. Nana. I'm gonna dance like Ema Sherman. What's the max these can take? If there were... Suppose that this is a vampire cell. Max you can take is that one, as well as that one taking those, and none others being taken. What does this have to add up to? Can't have 1, 2, 3, 4 in here. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4 is all looking at this. This has to be at least 5, 6, 7. One of these has to be taken by a vampire cell. Because otherwise, this is 18, which is not less than 18. So one of these is a vampire cell. All of those are knots. One of those is. Those are knots. One and 2 goes up here, so this is a 1 or 2. That one, in fact. This 1 or 2 does not go there. It has to go here. Ooh. Wait. No. Yes. No. Maybe? Yeah, these all go up here. And thus, 1, 2 has to go somewhere over here. As well as 3, 5, 6, or 7. Which is not a 3 over here. In fact, one of them has to be a 3. It has to be that one. So this one is a 3. Or one of those two is a 3. I want to dance like Emma Thurman. Bury me till I confess. The max that can be taken away from here are 3 cells adjacent to one of these. So, the min this can be is 2 cells, which works. This is a 9, that's an 8. This is 5 and 6. Oh. The max this can add is 3. Could still be 2. What if it were 2 up here? And say that it added those two, being 8 and 9. And then the max that these can be is 9, 7, 1, 3. Then we have 17 plus 16 plus 17, which is 34, 37, which is not enough. Yeah. So, this one must be vampire. Must be a 3. And let's say it takes these 3 cells. The max it can be is 9, 30, and 3. 33 plus 9 is 42. Plus 3 is 45. Yep, okay. Which means this 3 does take these as prey cells. This has to be a 9. This has to be 9, 8, 7, 6. Because now we have 30, 39, plus 6 is 45, which is greater than 44. We want to dance like Emma Thurman, bury me till I confess. Na-na, na-na. What is a 5, so that's not a 5. Also, I should probably draw these. Na, 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 na. This one. Wasn't one of those two cells. This one or two. If it were two, it would go there. If it were one, then it goes in one of those two cells. This could be a one. Also, no. 3 or 4 goes in one of those two cells. One of those 3 cells, I mean. Yee. Good night. Thank you for coming, Charles. I'm not too far off with this puzzle. It's a 4-5 pair. This is not a 5. This is a 5. I want to dance like Uma Thurman. This 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cannot repeat in the cage. Must go in these 3 cells. This can only see 5 cells. So all of these must see as prey. Doesn't matter what they are, because this value does not matter. It does mean that one of these is a 5. These are not 5s. This is not a 2. This is a 1-6 pair. This makes that a 2-5, which makes that a 2. This is a 3-4. Neither of those are 1, so this is a 1. This is 6, 7, 8, or 9. If only 2 of these were taken by vampire cells, then it would be 5, 6, and 7, 8 to 18. So 3 of them must be taken, at least. This is not a 3, this is a 3. One of these is a 4, one of those is a 4. These 2 cannot be prey. So how many of these must be taken by vampires? How many of them must be prey? At least 2, because if only one of them was taken as prey, then you'd have 4, 5, which is 9, plus a 1 here, which is 10, plus 9 is 16, which is not less than 15. So at least 2 of these must be prey, with the possibility of 1 more being prey. I've been cheated by you, and I think you know when. Better, 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 better. 7, 8, or 9. This is not a 6. This is 4, 7, 8, or 9. This is not a 9. This is 6, 7, or 8. Na, 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 na. Whoa, whoa, mamma mia, here I go again. My, how could I resist you? This is 1 or 7. Years I've been broken hearted, blue since the day we parted. Why did I ever let you go? Two of these are 8 or 9. The other one is 3, 6, or 7. If this is red, then 1, 2, 3, 4. If this is red, it contains the 3. Oh, 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 yeah. La chance c'était curé. Body, I want to curé. What is next? A vendor. This puzzle really wants to tell me its secrets. Also, wait a minute. This is less than 28. Let's take 3 from here. That's at least a 4. Which could be 5, 6, 7. 18 plus 4 is... 18 plus 4 is 22. Now I need one more, which could not be from here. Yeah, so if this were the red, and it were a 4, 5, 6, 7 is 18. Plus 4 is 22. And needs one more. It has to be at least a 5. Which does work. Yeah, it does. Darn it, darn it, darn it. It could be that one, though. Also, that one can be a 4. If this were red, it can't be a 4. It has to be at least a 5. 18 plus 5 plus 2 more, which is at least 4, 6. 15 plus 18 is 33, which is too much. So that is not the vampire cell. This one is. Has to be a 4. Or it could be a 5 still, though. Because you could have 3 here, then 2 there. 5 plus 5 plus 18 is 10 plus 18. Yeah, that doesn't work. Never mind. One plus 4 plus 5 is 10. Plus 18 is 28, which does not work. So this one has to be a 4. And all of these are vampire prey cells, I mean. One, two, three. If this were not prey, it'd have to be a 5. 9 plus 18 is 27 already, so yeah, this one has to be prey. It's the last prey cell, and it has to be a 5. This has to be 5, 6, 7. $18 plus 9 is 27. Which means that a 4, that a 5, this a 4, that a 5. This is 6, 7, 8. That's a 6, that's a 5. This is 1, 7, 8, 9. That's not a 9. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. Even if you have 2, 13 plus 1 is 14, so that does work. It can't work. This is a 2, 3, 4 triple. Because the 4s. Which makes this not a 1. Like this one is a 1. This one is a 9. We have a 1, 5, 7, 8 here. That's not a 1, that's not a 5. If this were a vampire cell, and it saw at least 3, then we have 17 here, plus 1 is 18, 21, plus 8 is 29, which works. This is a 3, 4 pair though. One of those two is a 5. If this were the vampire cell, we can only take those two. I mean, those two would be 8, 9. One, 2, and 6, 7 to go here.
James,
Uh-huh.
Izzy says you're not a hermit. Is she truthful or lying?
Hold on, give me a second. Sorry about that. Alright, back to this. Hmm. Do 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 do. Show me c'était que Buddy, I want to.
Duck. Yep.
Although, I think what I'm learning here, at least with this one, is that I can only take 2 of these. Because if I took 3, then 6, 7, 9 even would be 23. No, 22. 22 plus 3 already is 25. And this would need to be less than 5, which is not possible. So only 2 of these can be taken. Either this one takes those 2, or this one takes 2 of these. Either way, the 2 taken have to be 8 and 9. Unless you have 6 and 7 left over. So this one, there's 8, 9 here, making that a 7, which makes that a 7. It's not 7 anymore. That's a 7, 8. That is not a 7. This is not a 7, right? This is a 6. This is a 7. These are not 6s. These are not 7s. This is not an 8. This is a 6. This is not a 6. Thus, it is a vampire cell. Sorry, a prey cell. These are not 7s either. This is not an 8. This is an 8. These are not 7s. This is a 7. This is a 6. That's a 1. This is the prey cell. Oh, so because this one is prey cell, it has to be taken by that one. So this one is vampire. If this were a 4, 17 plus those 2, so let's say 17 plus 6. Wait, no. 17 plus 2 plus 1. That's 18, 20. A 24, 31 is too much. So this one is a 3. These are not 3s. That's 3, that's a 4. 17 plus 3 is 20. Plus 9 is 29. Plus 1 is a 30. But it doesn't need to take that one, it can take that one. But if this were a 4 though, 17 plus 3 is 20. Plus 11 is 31, which is not just too much. So this is a 2, this is a 4. 2 and 3 go over here somewhere. That's not a 3. 4 goes in one of those 2 cells, so in fact in that cell. This is 1, 7, that's 8, 9. This is not a 2. That's a 5, it's not 1 or 7. This is not a 5 either. 5 goes here, in fact. This is 2, 3, 6, 8, 9. That's not 8, 9, neither is that. This is number 3, it's 2 or 6. This could be 2, 3, or 6. If that were a 1, it would go there. If it were a 2, it would go there. This 1 or 2 goes there or there. That's not a 2. This is 2, 6, 8, or 9. This is 6, 8, or 9. I can die 1 or 7. This night we pray, our lights will show this dream that each child still grows. This night pray, our lights will show this dream that na 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 na. If this were a 1, then that would be a 2. If this were a 7, that would be a 2. 1, 2, 7, 6. This were a 3, we would take all of those cells. And the highest it could be, these 4 cells, is 3, 7, 9, 6. No. 3, 7, 9, 2. 10 plus 11 is 21, which is good. Oh, those are not vampire. One of those two is a vampire. If this were vampire, then it would be a 3. If that were vampire, it'd be a 3. So if this were vampire and we were 3, that's not possible, because it'd take at least one of these cells, and that would be less than 18. It'd be 17 at most, in fact. So this is a 3, and it's a vampire. And it takes all of those as prey. That is not a 3 anymore. This is a 3, that's a 6. This is vampire, this is prey. All those are taken by that vampire. All those are taken by that vampire. This is not a 6, this is an 8-9 pair, which makes this a 6, that 8 or 9, so that's prey. if this is 1, the most this can be is 15, 18, 19, which works. If this were a 2, 16, 19, 21. So both of them work. This can still take that cell, or it takes one of the ones. 17, 20, 21 plus 9 is 30. So what do I do about this? Follow the 8 nines around? Let's label these A. Label these as B. This night we pray our lives will show this dream we have. Each child still grows. This night. Ah, this is a 7, and it sees this one in the cage. So that's a 6. There we go. That's a 7, that's an 8, that's a 7. This one has to be the last prey cell now, which is taken by that vampire. That's a 6. It's not. This is an A. This will probably result with that one. Yeah, this is a 1. So there's 4 here. You need 14 more. No, this is 19 at least. So 4 is 15 more. So this is a 6, 9. So A is 9. B is 8. This is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 7, 2, 7, 1. Nice. 9105. Yeah, it actually was not that bad for a 5-star. It flowed pretty nicely. Let's see, do I have enough time for one more puzzle? Nah, I do not. Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming. It's a good day. I liked it. I am off Wednesday and Thursday of this week, so I will be back then. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Good night.